Throughout my long life, I have learned lots about this thing called love. It has the power to bring us closer than we could ever imagine. Yet at the same time, it can lead to things such as hate, violence, betrayal, and murder. Tonight, I shall share with you one such story.
In a basement, furnished and bright, Jim and Betty are in a fight. Betty wouldn't give out for Jim. Now he wants to go back to Kim. 'Tis the nature of their odd love, to pinch flesh, cheat, lick lips and shove. Betty isn't a simple girl. That's enough to make old Jim hurl. Soon Jim's alone by the food rack, fixing himself a mid-fight snack. He wanders back with soup in hand. It would have been better fresh, not canned. Jim brushes against a cold blob. He screams in fear, then starts to sob. Our Jim was never a brave man. What he touched was not a steel pan. It wasn't even a rare steak, or a type of pie you would bake. He bumped into Betty's old friend, one with whom her love she would lend. Yeah, Billy was a shameless bum. Dating Jim's girl was really dumb. Alas, this find was really thrilling, 'cause Jim did not do the killing. Jim begins to move the body, thinking Bill's clothes are quite shoddy. Jim worries not about the stain. He always thought the floor was plain. Billy grins, though he is quite dead. A million plans fill Jim's hairy head. He could bring Bill to Betty's place, so she could see him face to face. Or cram him in her car's small trunk. The cop would think she's quite the punk. So many ways to frame this girl. They even make Jim's small mind whirl. The problem is choosing just one, a plan that will get the job done. So Jim races into the street. What he plans is no easy feat. Betty was far too mean to him, so he'll make her fate rather grim. Meanwhile, in the well-lit basement, Betty is growing impatient. She regrets what she did to Jim. Perhaps she was too hard on him. Betty quickly runs up the stairs, hoping to reignite old flares. She soon finds the kitchen is bare. There's no sign of Jim anywhere. She quickly sees the open door and the blood stains on the clean floor. She is worried that Jim is hurt, perhaps bruised or covered in dirt. Betty scrambles across the street, not worrying about the heat. She follows the trail of thick blood, down the sidewalk and through the mud. Betty soon loses the red trail. She never knew she could fail. Betty now walks home, slouched and sad. Jim must have been hurt pretty bad. Betty tucks into her silk bed, hoping poor Jim will leave her head. No need worrying about the loss. It's her life, and she's the boss. Her mind drifts as she starts to sleep. Now Jim uses all of his strength to drag Bill across the bed's length. He moves him up beside Betty. This isn't sick, only petty. He now sprints back to Kim's nice home, prepared to read her a love poem. She forgives poor Jim without haste, hoping he doesn't check the waist, for in the steel can lies a knife, one that ended Billy's sad life. With any luck, Jim will never know how Kim's dark jealousy did grow. Soon Betty will wake up with Bill and feel his body's cold dead chill. It will not be a pleasant sight. In fact, it will be quite the fright.
There, wasn't that uplifting? In the end, one must wonder if we might actually be better off without love. Perhaps it's the gate to the land of shadows. With that, I bid you a carefree night. Adieu.